Andy, great to have you in the studio with us tonight. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
No problem,
and of course, this is not an unfamiliar setting for you, a TV studio where you've been a pundit and a co-commentator. What do you think about Alan Pardew blaming a member of our profession, that's Ray Stubbs, for analysing too deeply the incident involving Johan Cabeye and El Abdi, which has led now to the FA, retrospectively charging the boy with an offence?
It's his job to do that. Ray Stubbs' job is to provoke an answer from the panel in front of him, and I think it's petty of Alan Pardew to even go down that road and comment on it. I really do. I think it's laughable, really. Ray Stubbs is entitled to do whatever he wants in that studio. Ask the questions that he feels are on the lips of people at home that are watching the game. If they saw something from Cabeye that was out of order, Ray Stubbs is perfectly entitled to ask a question.
What do you think?
The pundits are paid to give their opinion. I don't like pundits who are on TV shows who don't give an opinion either way. And it's not...
on the one and on the other.
Yeah, but it's not Ray Stubbs. All they've done, they've highlighted it, then it's up to... The way that football works is, if a referee hasn't seen the incident, then he's asked afterwards, if you saw that, would you have acted on it? And Lee Probert, the other night against... with Spurs and Okoto, he didn't. He said he didn't see it, and they showed him again afterwards, and it was a leg breaker.
It's terrible. If he hadn't had a shin pad on, the boy's leg would have gone.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, it's actually down to the referee. The referee can say whether he wants retrospective action, not Ray Stubbs.
Absolutely. Let's go up to the Skype wall. We ask you to get involved, please. Remember, it's Sports Night Live. You're the most important element of this show, and I'm delighted to say that Joe, who's a Newcastle fan, has taken advantage of that opportunity. Is with us now. Joe, sorry, just before we go any further, was that a can of Coke you just were swigging there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't allow non-alcoholic drinks on this show. Okay. So, as you're a Newcastle fan, could you make it a can of Nuki Brown next time?
Oh no, yeah, I'll have to go and get one. But
to not be funny, do you think they do Nuki Brown in cans?
Well, I don't know.
It used to was a flip top, and
they used to when I was up there. Right now, then, tell me this, Joe. What do you think about the accusation from your manager, Alan Pardew, that TV commentators are getting too big for their boots in analysing matters on the pitch?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess on the one hand it's their job, but, Pardew at the end of the day, he's got to defend his players, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Well, not against the indefensible.
Well, come on. How are TV pundits undefensible? You've got your whole, you've got a whole platform to defend yourself.
If he's got an opinion, he thinks that it was an aggressive move which could have injured a player, and I thought it was. I don't know.
I thought it was unnecessary.
I thought it was unnecessary. Then he's got to say that.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, on the one hand, I'd like to think there wasn't any intent there, but you've seen a few sparks of that from Cabeye earlier this season, and if we're honest, that he did mean what he was doing. It's just
so should Mr. Pardew then stick his head above the parapet and say people are not allowed to criticise my players? It's not right.
Well, he's just looking after. As I said, he's just looking after his team, isn't he? And it's nothing different than any other Premiership manager would do.
We've all been
and have done.
Hang on, Joe. I've got Andy Townsend in the studio with me.
We've all been very complimentary about Alan Pardew and the job he's done this year. Going into Newcastle at the start of this season, I think we all gave him 5 minutes. He has done a remarkable job. He has been rightly lauded for that job that he's done. And we've all and I'm sure he's welcomed the praise that he's received and his players. He's put other members of his team into the spotlight and they've deservedly got that. Whereas now the flip side to that, I'm afraid, is when someone's a bit out of order, then we're fully entitled to point that out as well. Simple as that. And Alan knows that.
I don't disagree with you, Andy. To be honest, I don't. No, you're right.
Do you know what he's done a similar job to what Villas-Boas has got to do at Chelsea. When he went there, the big stars in the dressing room, Joey Bartons, the Kevin Nolans, the Enriques, the Andy Carrolls, he thought, right, I need you till the end of the season. And he cleverly just weeded them out, and he said to players, that's not me, it's the money man. We can't afford to give you a contract. So he's got rid of all them. And Graham Carr is Newcastle's chief scout. And they've got him found like Tiote, they've got Cabeye, which was on people's radar anyway because he was at Lille. So their scouting network is excellent at Newcastle, so he deserves a bit of credit as well, Graham Carr.
Absolutely. Bring us right up to date, please.
Yeah, he's Alan Carr's dad. Graham Carr used to be manager of Northampton when I was playing the culture stuff.
Graham Carr is Alan Carr's father.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad I do. I'm glad I know now. Thank you very much indeed. That's the advantage, of getting commentators like yourself coming in and giving me that sort of information.
He was going to get him in at Newcastle, stiffing up the back four apparently, but he said no, he couldn't do it.
Right, OK. Now then, bring us right up to date with the latest on the Newcastle game tonight, please. We've got Joe, Newcastle fan, up on the Skype.
Still nil, Blackburn nil, Newcastle 1 at the minute.
It must be very, very close now to full time, yeah?
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Looking at it, you know, I'm just
4 minutes of added time.
Right, there you go. Now, Joe, tell us exactly what's happened tonight and your thoughts on it.
Well, I'm just trying to follow it on because it's not on TV. I'm just trying to follow it on the BBC News website and Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it looks like we've just been hanging on for dear life for the whole game, really.
Right.
Blackburn have had 23 shots, 12 of which have been on target.
Wow.
So,
but one of your greatest strengths this season, Joe, one of your real strengths for Newcastle this season has been that togetherness and that ability to hang in there, see a game out, get over the line, do what's required.
Yeah.
And that's not by chance, that's not luck. When you keep doing that, when you're able to see out games like this in this fashion, you know, it's because you're working hard at it.
Yeah, OK. Well, it can only get better for you, Joe, because, of course, you've got members of your squad coming back from the African Cup of Nations. Joe, I want to thank you very much indeed for being on the show and being with us tonight. And by the way, as a reward for being here, I'm going to send my cleaning lady around to sort out that kitchen of yours behind you, OK? It looks to me like you might need a bit of help. OK, mate, thank you very much indeed for having been with us. Let's go back to Studio 2 next door, the Fan Zone studio. Alan Alger's there from Blue Square. Alan, how is the money shifting right now?
Well, apparently Bolton have just had an amazing shout for a penalty that's been turned down in the 90th minute. 3 minutes added there. The draw, as you'd expect, is 25-1 on. That will knock out plenty of accumulators. Arsenal, one of the best backed teams of the day, and they haven't been able to break Bolton down by the look of it. Wow,
OK, so money to be made all over the place tonight. Right, OK, don't go anywhere, please, because we're with you right the way through till 11 o'clock. In a minute or two, we're going to analyse all the results tonight, look at the final scores, see who's moving up, see who's moving down, see who's going sideways and going nowhere. A few people around here going nowhere. I won't name any names. OK, we're not going anywhere, but we've just got to take a very quick break. Stay ahead of the game with Sports Tonight Live. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Sports Tonight Live on Facebook and like our fan page. Follow Sports Tonight TV on Twitter and tweet us your thoughts and opinions. Sports Tonight Live, it's the platform for the fans.